General Muhoozi Kainerugaba, the Chief of Defence Forces, is the third most followed individual on X in Uganda with approximately 1.3 million followers. His father, President Yoweri Museveni, leads with the highest following at over 3.7 million, while opposition leader Robert Kyagulanyi, also known as Bobi Wine, ranks second with approximately 2.7 million followers. General Muhoozi's X account feed reads like a thriller script, but one with real diplomatic and legal consequences. The four-star general, which is the highest rank in the hierarchy of Uganda People's Defence Forces, has faced multiple accusations of exceeding or violating his official mandate. As a senior military officer, his actions are governed by the Uganda People's Defence Forces UPDF Act. According to the UPDF Act, the Chief of Defence Forces shall be responsible for the command, control, coordination and administration of the defence forces, but critics argue General Muhoozi has overstepped this mandate. There are several examples to back up this. First, the unlawful personal detention and alleged torture of especially opposition political figures. For instance, General Muhoozi in May 2025 publicly admitted on X that he was holding Kyagulanyi's bodyguard, Eddie Mutwe, who had gone missing for some days in his private basement, which was definitely outside any gazetted detention facility. He posted photos of the detainee while shaved, claimed to have beaten him, and threatened further violence. The Uganda Human Rights Commission declared the detention unlawful and ordered immediate release, citing contempt risks. Critics and the Uganda Law Society condemned it as arbitrary detention, incommunicado holding and potential torture. General Muhoozi rejected the Uganda Human Rights Commission's directive, dismissing the order as stupid and demanding an apology from the human rights body. Yet, his actions violated constitutional prohibitions on unlawful detention and anti-torture obligations as per the United Nations Convention Against Torture. And now, former Kampala City Lord Mayor, lawyer and opposition politician Erias Lukwago has become General Muhoozi's latest victim. He was detained by soldiers on Monday, 15th June, after preparing to serve court papers on General Muhoozi related to threats and the Eddie Mutwe abduction. Muhoozi confirmed the arrest on social media, posted taunting images and captions, and vowed to inflict hurt and pain and kiboko, or severe beating. General Muhoozi noted that, and I quote, "I am proud of all the hurt and pain I will inflict on the criminal Lukwago." Lukwago's case is similar to that of Eddie Mutwe: military involvement in detaining a civilian lawyer for legal actions against the CDF undermines civilian oversight. Before Lukwago and Mutwe, General Muhoozi threatened to kill four-time presidential candidate Dr. Kizza Besigye, who is in prison on treason accusations, and opposition leader Robert Kyagulanyi. He also publicly announced that security had killed at least 22 National Unity Platform party supporters, whom he referred to as terrorists. General Muhoozi's statements aren't just tweets. They potentially violate Uganda's Penal Code Act Cap 120. Section 81 of the Penal Code, for instance, provides that any person who, clause A, with intent to intimidate or annoy any person, threatens to injure, assault, shoot or kill any person, or to burn, break or injure any property, or, clause B, with intent to alarm any person, discharges a firearm or commits any other breach of the peace, commits an offense and is liable to imprisonment for a period not exceeding 4 years. Repeated death threats against political opponents could also touch on broader prohibitions against incitement that risks public peace. General Muhoozi has also been involved in potentially unauthorized foreign policy and diplomatic overreach. Recently, he announced suspension of all UPDF cooperation with the US Embassy, accusing it of harboring Robert Kyagulanyi. However, he later deleted the tweets and apologized. US senators called for sanctions review. In 2022, he tweeted that, and I quote, "It wouldn't take us, my army and me, 2 weeks to capture Nairobi. Kenya erupted in outrage. President Museveni publicly apologized, and Muhoozi was briefly removed as the commander of the land forces, but promoted from the rank of lieutenant general to a full general. Foreign policy is an executive function and not unilateral by CDF. Such statements can damage Uganda's international relations, potentially violating UPDF disciplinary codes and constitutional command structures. General Muhoozi's supporters argue these are passionate expressions of a leader defending national interests, often followed by apologies or deletions when tensions rise. No formal charges have struck against the four-star general, despite petitions and widespread calls. Is this freedom of expression for a public figure or a dangerous erosion of civilian oversight and the rule of law? Daniel Kibet, NTV.